Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Irene. Welcome to the Web of Wonder. Today I will be talking about the full moon in Cancer happening on January 13 or 14 depending on your location. And I'm going to share about what is so special about this full moon and why it feels very intense and very lucid, very liquid for me. And just before I get started, I wanted to share this beautiful location that I'm at right now. As you can see, there's a lot of mountains, and this is actually the territory, one of the territories of the Incan Empire. So right now I'm in Peru, near the town of Pisac, and this is one of the ruins, one of the mountains. It's a very special place with a very intense and interesting frequency for sure. So it's also an interesting timing for me to be here right now, and I'm happy to share these frequencies with you, share this message from this magical place here. Before I get started, I also want to say, if you like these videos, if you watch them, then please give them a thumbs up. I would be really happy if you share them, or if you subscribe to the channel. That is going to help me be able to continue making these videos. Maybe you've noticed that last week I took a break. That was because I'm traveling right now, and I'm happy to get back into the flow, into the groove, into the new year, into this new momentum. So let me share about this full moon right now. We have the moon in the sign of Cancer, which is connected to your home. That is your physical home, but also your heart. It is your heart space, and it is really the area where we understand, something about honesty, where we understand something about the deeper cravings that we have and the deeper reason for being here. It's also the home that is yourself, that is the body. And of course it's the homes that we create. It is the things also that help us to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel at home, to feel relaxed, so that from that relaxation we can really birth new creations. And this full moon feels very, very special to me, very interesting. I haven't quite been able to pinpoint it with words, and it's a very difficult full moon for me to describe, and I think that is because there's a trine to Neptune and there's a lot of water energy and everything is very liquid, and the moment I speak out one thing it already feels like it has moved to something else. For sure, I'm having a lot of really intense dreams right now, really strange dreams, and I think that maybe that will be happening to you as well because of this grand trine to Neptune. There's this activation of Neptune, and at the same time the North Node is moving into a new sign also during these days for the first time in 18 months into the energy of Pisces, where it is conjuncting Neptune. So it's starting this whole nodal cycle already with this intense Neptune activation in the sign of Neptune, while we have a full moon also in a water sign. That's so much watery energy, that is so much water element, and it's for sure a very sensitive time right now. It's a very psychic time. It's a very lucid time where maybe you are receiving downloads, maybe you are having a lot of visions, maybe you are having a lot of creative impulse right now. But also, I think that this moon is really teaching us to search for comfort, to be able to understand a sense of safety and home within the realm of the psychic, of the lucid, of the spiritual, of the moving. And I think that this is also showing with the themes around the world. I'm not watching so much news right now just because traveling it's really hard to keep up with things, but I heard about the wildfires that were going on in California and how many people are losing their homes right now because of that. And of course, still ongoing, there's a lot of misplacement of people, and a lot of people having to leave their homes and move due to the war, due to the violence in their homes, in their countries. And I think that right now we're reaching the state where we're trying to figure out how to find a sense of safety, a sense of home, a sense of nourishment, tranquility, and stability within things that are non-physical. This Piscean energy, this Neptunian energy is reminding us that there is something we can connect to outside of the physical realms. There is something that we can hold on to that is connected to the spiritual dimension beyond just what we can touch and what we are used to calling home, what we are used to feeling safe in, beyond the four walls, beyond our physical items, our clothing, beyond even our bodies. There is something deeper, a deeper layer of acknowledging. And I think that connecting to that right now is going to help us shed and release some of the emotions that may be emerging right now, that are probably connected also with the themes of Pisces and with this understanding of what are we trying to release right now? What knots are we trying to untie? And where are we, by doing that, also connecting with this Mars? We have the Mars retrograding, still in introspective mode, in conjunction with this full moon. So it's really pointing us to the questions of action and ambition, and how do we define ourselves? How do we take actions? How do we set boundaries? How do we let go of boundaries and dissolve boundaries? Which boundaries are ultimately enabling us to have deeper psychic visions, to have a deeper connection to the dreams for life, for your life, for the world? And which of those actions do we maybe need to undo? Which of those actions do we maybe need to step away from and take a break from? I feel strongly this topic of where do we need to maybe make drastic changes, and allowing those changes to also bring us into a new sense of home, into a different sense of home, because we have an opposition between Juno and Uranus, and so that is asking kind of where might we need to have an innovation within a contract, within an area that we feel we are so connected to our traditions and to wanting everything to be like correct, and wanting everything to be how it always was. But with that opposition and Uranus, this energy is also kind of demanding a balance to also open up spaces for the new, and ultimately acknowledging that the spirit is moving, that the ocean is moving, that water is not still, that life is not still, that there is movement. And how can we embrace that movement? What do we need to really embrace that movement? Ultimately, finding the deeper connection to our heart space, and finding the deeper connection to what allows us to really connect with the reason for being here. I feel that right now, with the opposition, the full moon is in Cancer, but ultimately there's an opposition to Capricorn. And I feel that this Capricornian question, the sun being in Capricorn and also Mercury being there in Capricorn, I feel the question right now is, how are we taking actions towards our emotions, and how are we shedding light onto the parts of the self by understanding the Capricorn area, by understanding the context, by understanding the traditions, by understanding the roots, by understanding the history, the historic context, the structures around us, and understanding how are those structures, those roots, how is the genetic bloodline, how is the way your house looked, how is the question of how clean or how dirty was it in your house, how loud or how quiet was it in your house, what was the food that you had eaten, what is the what ancestry line are you coming from, how are all of those things shaping and informing you about your sense of safety, of home, of belonging, your sense of value, your sense of connection, your ability to connect from the heart. And where are those things limiting? Where are those things open and ready for some change, for a shift? And where are those things necessary, like the roots in the soil, to hold together the soil so that there is space to plant something. So it's a good moment for reflecting. And yeah, ultimately, we may feel really tender right now. We may feel very raw and very vulnerable. And so for me, I feel the most important message is to really find those things that are non-physical, that we can connect to, that we can come back to, that will help us find grounding and stability within spaces of movement, within this constant flow of life, and really understanding how is your wounding, your trauma, your triggering, how is that, where is that still maybe getting in the way? We have this Lilith opposition with Chiron, and it's a grand square to the moon and the sun, the moon, Mars, and the sun. So that is asking us again, right now is a moment of pushing us in the new direction, of really understanding, where are you standing in your own way? Where are you the one making yourself feel unsafe? Where are you the one contributing to unsafety? Where are you still connected to, things that are ultimately reflections of your wound not being healed, not being integrated? And yeah, I also feel that ultimately there's still this kind of fighting for injustice and trying to get rid of all of the injustices. And sometimes there's a feeling that we can only move on once all of the injustice has been erased, that we can only move on once everything is perfect. And just reminding that we can take steps, and day by day and moment by moment we can actually move. We are moving. And we are also moving and healing with things not being perfect. We are also moving and healing with falling back into certain patterns. But ultimately, the nodes are shifting into a new sign. And this is the first time that they leave Aries and move into Pisces, the North Node in Pisces, in the last 18 months. And the last time the North Node has been in Pisces was 18 years ago. So this is also a dramatic shift in energy now that is going to change some of the topics, some of the themes coming up. So it's also maybe interesting to ask what has happened in those years in 2007, what has been the theme there, how have you felt, and how is this moment now an iteration of that, like a higher dimension of that. And ultimately, these topics of Pisces and Virgo, how are you manifesting things into those topics by embracing your purpose, by really living your purpose? So I feel that this is it feels like a deeply personal experience right now. I think that anyone can only really define this full moon for themselves, and at the same time it feels like such a wide collective experience. And I think it's a good time to sit with the confusion, to sit with the unknown, and to connect with it, to begin talking with it, to begin asking questions, asking the spirits, asking the divine, asking the energy that you feel, being curious, inquiring, and maybe connecting with the energy of water and allowing that to support. I want to offer us a card also to support this energy, this full moon, a card for integration. And I have here my tarot deck, and I'm just going to put the camera down so that I can use my hands. So I have my cards here, and I'm asking for a piece of wisdom, a piece of guidance, some advice for the teaching of this full moon, how to integrate this wisdom into our hearts at this moment, for us all, for the collective. And this is the card that came. This is the 4, and this card is called the Emperor. It is sometimes connected with the energy of Mars, with the energy of Aries, which is interesting because Mars right now is directly in conjunction with the full moon. So this is a card that really connects with a grounded energy, with a sense of understanding and a sense of acting, not from a place of rushing, but from a place of wisdom. Yeah, this character has had time passing, has integrated wisdom. And it's about understanding how to feel secure, how to feel grounded, and how to really be in a position of understanding your own ability to show that strength, to set boundaries, to make decisions that have weight, to be respected and to be respectable. It's an energy that is both about balance, about equilibrium, the number 4 being a balanced number, an even number, and it's also the energy of being a bit passive. Is also here a male symbolized figure in a passive sitting position versus the standing active position. So it's also about understanding how to allow that energy to be a bit more passive, so that we can allow the things to rearrange in the realm that we don't understand so much from the physical point of view. So instead of taking too many physical actions to try to change the surroundings and to change the situations, understanding how to be in the flow with it and staying grounded with the intention, staying grounded with the feeling of protectedness, you know, being able to protect yourself. And the number 4 also connects us to the pictorial symbol of the door. So it's also the question of how to use that door. Yeah, we need to open the door. We also need to close the door. But opening and closing the door serves different purposes. So understanding what is the purpose right now, and is it better right now to open my door to let in fresh air, or open it also so that I can go out, so that I can go and experience something. Opening the door so that someone else can come in, so that something new can enter your life and to enrich your house. And when is the moment to close the door, so that you can have a rest from the cold, so that you can have a rest from the weather, so that you can keep yourself safe also from what you feel is dangerous for you. So the door is a tool, and really understanding how to read the subtle energies, how to read the psychic information that you're receiving, and how to build the trust with that information in your heart, connecting it with your core, with your desire, with your wisdom. And from that point, understanding what to do and what not to do, to act and when not to act, how to flow, how to move, when to sit down and be still and be stable, and how to find that stability ultimately in the heart, ultimately in the spirit, in the mind, in the non-physical information, in the realms of energy, in the realms of emotion, in the realms of feeling, so that when the walls around you crumble, so that when the house burns, so that when everything falls away, when your relationship breaks away, when you are traveling and you are not in your home, when something changes so radically that it's hard for you to recognize your surroundings, so that you still have that connection, so that you still have that understanding of yourself. And ultimately also allowing the parts of yourself to be changed, to be renewed, to be cleansed. So it's about finding the deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper layer of your spirit, of your soul, the very essence that is then able to shapeshift, is that then able to emerge and adapt. Adaptivity is one of the reasons why we are alive, why we are thriving as a species. And some people may say that we are not thriving as humans, but if you are alive right now, then you are thriving, yeah, because you're doing it. You're here, you're breathing, you're thinking, speaking, desiring, acting. You are right now thriving, and yeah, with this moon, I feel it as a big invitation to allow us to be moved from within and watching the things move around us, embracing the fluidity of life and embracing the beautiful messages and the really, really profound information that you're able to receive right now. At the same time, having that deep connection with the heart so that also that information can be discerned, so that you can understand what connects with you, what resonates with you, where there is false information and where the information is actually of value to you. So connecting with that deeper sense of value as well. I feel that this is a lot of information, and I'm going to close this video for today. I'm very happy that you're here, that you're listening. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody that you think will benefit from hearing these words as well. And if you want to understand what's going on in your life right now, if you want some support with your chart, or also with other topics in your life, you can reach out to me. My information is linked below. I give personal readings with tarot, with astrology, but I also give readings with constellation therapy, family constellation, emotional constellation. It's a very interesting method as well. And I would be happy to support you. I have limited spaces right now due to traveling. By the end of February, then I will open up more. So you can check my website and stay up to date, or write me an email and let me know. I'm very happy to be here to share this information with you. Thank you so much for your time, for your awareness, and if you have anything to share in the comments, I would love to hear how this full moon is impacting you. What are the messages that you are receiving? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And how is your dreaming world right now? Is it also as crazy as mine? Would love to hear. So thank you all so much, and I will see you next time. Big hugs from me, and goodbye from this beautiful territory.